And we have breaking news now at 10. A federal jury finds rapper Sean Kingston and his mother guilty on all charges in their fraud trial. The pair accused of acquiring luxury items but scheming never to pay for them. The artist, whose real name is Keyshawn Anderson, left the courtroom tonight without speaking to reporters. He'll be on house arrest until sentencing. His mother, Janice Turner, was not with him. She was immediately taken into custody after the verdict, with the judge citing her past criminal history and role in the scheme as key factors in his decision. Their sentencing is scheduled for July 11th.
Sean Kingston. I love those beautiful girls. That's why it'll never work. They'll have you suicidal. So I did a video about Sean Kingston a while ago, some months ago. I don't even remember how long it's been since I did that last video about Sean Kingston and his mom being two of the dumbest people that I've ever seen operate in the music industry. And it's unfortunate because Sean Kingston is a well-known star. He actually makes some fire-ass music. Sean Kingston is a well-known. If you come from the 90s or the 2010 era, the 2000s, you know Sean Kingston. He's been around the block for quite some time, right? Very popular artist, makes some fire music. He's written some incredible songs. To my understanding, he wrote one for Chris Brown that is certified platinum. Listen, this guy is talented, okay? Wildly talented. However, he's also wildly stupid. And unfortunately, the stupid is outweighing the talent right now. So I did a video on Sean Kingston a while back talking about him and his mother and their legal battles and their legal troubles and about how they were about to get ready to go to court for fraud. Well, they went to court and let's just say it didn't go well. Let's check it out.
The verdict is in for Sean Kingston's federal fraud trial. According to NBC News, the Beautiful Girls singer, whose real name is Keyshawn Anderson, and his mom, Janice Turner, were each found guilty on 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 4 counts of wire fraud at a Florida courthouse on March 28th. The two will be sentenced July 11th, with Kingston confined to house arrest for the time being. Meanwhile, his mother has been remanded into federal custody. Per a press release from the Southern District of Florida's U.S. Attorney's Office, the mother-son duo were accused of scamming $1 million worth of items from vendors of luxury cars, jewelry, and other high-end goods by falsely representing that they had executed bank wire or other monetary payment transfers. Kingston was arrested in California on May 23, 2024, hours after his mother was taken into police custody during a raid on his Florida rental home. He waived his right to fight extradition and was transported to Florida, where he and his mom posted bail and pled not guilty to their charges. According to NBC 6 South Florida, during their trial, which began on March 24th, Turner testified to being irresponsible with her son's finances and creating fake wire transfers. She said Kingston had a need to keep up with his celebrity image through an expensive lifestyle, alleging that her son was taken advantage of by other businesses in the past. Turner testified she had every intention of paying, and the fake documents were a way to buy time so she could investigate the legitimate...
Time out. So let me just tell you how your own family will fuck you over and then not think twice about it. This is Sean Kingston's own mother, who had no problem screwing him out of his own money, mismanaging his funds, and then blaming it on her son in the process. This is his mother that threw him under the bus. Then turned around and said, oh, he's been taken advantage of by all of these other companies and all these people because he's so attached to this high profile lifestyle. And he's so attached to all of the things that all the jewelry and the fancy living and everything like that. So it was better for me to come in and take over it. And then you turned around and did everything that these other people and companies were doing to your own son. It turns out that you were actually worse than those other companies because you were fraudulently laundering money. So you were 10 times worse than all of the other people that you said were taking advantage of him and his funding and his funds. You see how your own family Not even your own. You're not even safe from your own family. It's a black woman who had a son who was extremely successful in the music industry by anybody's standards. And she turned around and took his money and then fucked it off. To the point to where she's saying this as if she did all of this so that he could keep up with the image of his lifestyle and the image that he portrays on his Instagram and to the media. But bro, if you having money problems, then there's nothing wrong with dialing it back a little bit. If you're having money problems, there's nothing wrong with pulling it back. There's nothing wrong with not taking the lavish trips. There's nothing wrong with not buying the expensive cars. There's nothing wrong with not having the expensive house. There's nothing wrong with minimizing your expenditures so that you aren't paying out a ton more money than you're actually bringing in. I'm pretty sure Sean Kingston is still getting some type of money in from his writing credits, from his music, and, you know, all of the other ventures and avenues that he has in the music. And the problem is he's spending way more than he was actually making. Trying to keep up with the Joneses. Trying to portray this lifestyle that, oh, I'm making so much money. We doing it big out here. This how we doing it. If you go watch it, matter of fact, we're going to go watch his Instagram right after this. I'm going to let this finish.
Legitimacy of the vendors. Kingston chose not to testify, with his defense attorney arguing in closing statements that the musician is, quote, still a kid in his mind and doesn't get how business works, per NBC. However, the prosecution contended that was no excuse. Assistant U.S. Attorney Mark Anton said there's only one reason fake documents would need to be created: to trick someone. For more updates on this story, visit eonline.com.
All right, let's go to this page. He said, it's great to be home. A special thanks to God, my family, my friends, and my legal team. Well, I don't think you'll be thanking them for too much longer. He says, and I cannot forget about my amazing fans. Thank you for all your love and support. I love you guys. Yo, the amount of fans that support dumb shit is never not interesting to me. It's never not perplexing to me. Fans will follow you into the mire, and they will follow you, and they will actually support and prop you up in your wrongdoing if they like you. This is all about likes right now. He limited the comments on this post, of course, because I'm pretty sure he already knew that he was going to get backlash, because by this point, the world had already found out that him and his mama was out here scamming people out of money and TVs and cars and shit like that. But if you have all this money, then what are you doing scamming people for these things that you should technically be able to afford financially? Something's not adding up. You're showing us the image of one thing, but in reality, you really can't afford any of this shit, and you can't afford to live the lifestyle that you're portraying to your fans. But instead of dialing it back, instead of getting in there, working harder, maybe getting some more writing credits, maybe doing some more shows, instead of dialing that lifestyle back and stop trying to put on for the gram, he decided, nah, I gotta keep up this image, so I'll just scam and fraud my way and defraud people out of money, and, you know, make it so that I can still portray this image that you all have come to know me as. Go into the comments. You'll see it. It's all here. Who God bless, no man curse. Listen, look at this. Hold your head. Hold your head. Them can stop the greatness. Haters gonna hate, fam. God bless you and definitely has your back. No, he fucking doesn't. God is about to have you. God is about to smoke you, boy. He's getting smoked. Him and his mama. You heard he said, him and his mama went to court. They kept her ass there. You can't leave. You gonna stay right here in jail until it's time for your trial, which is set to happen in July. You not going nowhere. Sean Kingston, you have been remanded to house arrest. So now you're going to have to bring all the beautiful girls back to your crib. You're going to have to order them there. And you better hope that they have some type of leniency on you coming up in this trial. They have been indicted on 5 counts. 5 counts of fraud, of felony fraud. That's up to 20 years for each count. 20 years for each count. They are facing up to 100 years possibly. Now, do I believe they'll get that? No. I believe that they will have some, the judge will probably have some leniency on them. How much? I don't know. They're going to do some time. They're doing some time. That's, if you ask me, they're doing some time. When God's on your side, you can't lose. Look, you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? These fans are incredible. They have, listen, they will not hold you to the fire if they like you. If they like you, you can get away with murder. If they like you, you can get away with murder. If you look at this page, you would not have any clue that Sensational, that's what it was. There you go, Sensational. That was what he had writing credits on. Platinum track, platinum record. But if you look at his page, look at all this. It's just him showing off. Jewelry, cars, clothes. That's all it is. You go to his mama's page. It's more of the same shit. And she got the nerve to have a page called Mama Kingston. But you sold your son out for money and mismanaged his funds because you too are a hood rat. You can take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the rat out of her. Can't take the hood out the girl. You can't. This is proof. She in jail right now. Anyway, I just wanted to give an update to this case because the trial is coming up in July. I believe both of them are going to get smoked in court. And so we'll have another smoked episode to report on, I believe, after July. But we'll see. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Later.